The holographic message flickered across every screen on Earth simultaneously. The Galactic Consortium's envoy, a towering crystalline being named Jakara, delivered the ultimatum with cold precision. Humanity will submit to consortium authority within 72 hours, or face complete annihilation. Your planet will kneel or it will burn. Teresa Martinez stood on the bridge of the defiant dawn, her knuckles white as she gripped the tactical console. The lieutenant commander's dark eyes reflected the swarm of alien warships gathering at the edge of the solar system. 3,000 vessels, each capable of glassing a continent. Behind her, the view screen showed Earth, vulnerable and blue, hanging in the darkness like a jewel waiting to be crushed. "They think we're primitives," Dylan Chen said quietly, stepping beside her. The captain's uniform bore the insignia of the Black Armada, humanity's secret answer to a hostile universe. "They think 70 years of space travel makes us children." Teresa's jaw tightened. Then they haven't done their homework. The consortium had made a fatal miscalculation. They had observed humanity's public fleet, the gleaming white ships of the United Earth Space Force designed for exploration and diplomacy. What they hadn't detected were the thousands of vessels humanity had been building in the shadows of dead moons and hollowed asteroids for the past 30 years. The Black Armada, born from paranoia and the hard lesson that the galaxy was far from friendly. Dylan pulled up the tactical display. Red dots swarmed at the system's edge while blue markers, seemingly far fewer, held position near Earth and Mars. But those blue dots were deceiving. Each represented not one ship but entire squadrons hidden in the planet's electromagnetic shadow. "All Black Armada vessels reporting ready," Teresa said, her voice steady despite the adrenaline coursing through her veins. 1,600 warships, 400 carrier groups. The Ghost Protocol is active. Ghost Protocol. The name still sent shivers down her spine. Humanity had studied every species in the consortium, analyzed every battle, dissected every piece of technology they could steal or salvage. And they had learned something crucial. The galaxy had grown complacent. 10,000 years of consortium dominance had made them predictable, arrogant. The 72-hour deadline ticked down. 60 hours, 48. The consortium fleet crept closer, confident in their overwhelming numbers. Dylan stood before the crew, his voice carrying to every Black Armada vessel through encrypted quantum channels. "They demanded we kneel. Our ancestors knelt to kings and emperors, and every time we eventually stood back up, stronger, angrier, and ready to fight. Today we don't kneel. Today we teach the galaxy what humanity means." Teresa initiated the attack sequence. Black Armada execute Operation Broken Crown. The space around Earth erupted in controlled chaos. Thousands of stealth mines, seeded throughout the solar system over decades, activated simultaneously. The consortium's advanced fleet stumbled into the first kill zone, and 300 ships vanished in cascading nuclear hellfire. But that was just the opening move. From behind lunar installations and Martian orbital platforms, the Black Armada emerged. Unlike the elegant curves of consortium vessels, these were brutal, angular things. Ships designed not for grace but for one purpose: killing. Railguns, plasma lances, and humanity's newest creation: quantum disruptors that could tear a ship apart at the molecular level. Teresa's hands flew across her console, coordinating strike groups with the precision of a symphony conductor. Delta Squadron, hit their command carrier. Gamma Wing, break their formation at Grid 773. The consortium had numbers, but humanity had rage and 30 years of preparation. Human pilots flew with a recklessness that terrified their enemies, pulling maneuvers that should have killed them, accepting casualty rates that made the alien admirals recoil in horror. Because humanity understood something the consortium had forgotten. Some things were worth dying for. Dylan watched as the defiant dawn carved through enemy lines, its weapons batteries screaming defiance. "Teresa, their flagship is moving to firing position on Earth." "I see it." Her voice was ice. "Redirect all kinetic platforms. Authorization Martinez 7 Alpha. 12 orbital defense platforms, each carrying tungsten rods the size of telephone poles, reoriented toward the consortium flagship." The rods dropped, accelerated by Earth's gravity and magnetic launchers, striking at a velocity that turned physics into apocalypse. The flagship's shields held for 3 seconds before collapsing. The fourth rod punched through the hull and the ship broke apart like a shattered cathedral. The battle raged for 18 hours. The void between Earth and Mars became a graveyard of burning metal and frozen bodies. The Consortium's 3,000 ships hammered at humanity's defenses, but the Black Armada fought with the fury of a species that had crawled from caves to challenge the stars themselves. When Jakara broadcast a surrender request, only 800 Consortium vessels remained operational. The Black Armada had lost 400 ships, but Earth still stood, defiant and unbroken. Teresa stood on the bridge, exhausted, her uniform scorched from a conduit explosion. Dylan approached, his arm in a temporary medical wrap. "They're withdrawing," he said, allowing himself the smallest smile. "The Consortium Council is requesting negotiations." Teresa looked at Earth, still blue and beautiful despite the debris field surrounding it. "Tell them we'll negotiate, but on our terms, and tell them that if they ever threaten humanity again, they won't face 3,000 ships next time, they'll face 30,000. Because we don't kneel. We never have, and we never will." As the remnants of the Consortium fleet limped toward the jump points, a message spread across the galactic networks. It was simple, in 1,000 languages: humanity does not kneel. The Black Armada held position, weapons hot, watching and waiting. They had announced themselves to the galaxy not with words but with fire, and the galaxy would remember. End.